Hello everyone, welcome you all to my YouTube channel, and today in this video we are in the class 6 for Java full course, and the course structure for today's class is all about this. So very first thing we will learn about the difference between declaring and defining a variable. The thing is that how do we say that we have declared a variable and how do we say that we have defined a variable. And next thing is what is the global variable and what is the local variable. And after that, we do have a little bit about method overloading and polymorphism. Though in previous class I already have discussed about it, but in today's class also let's have a little bit more discussion. And then or you can say that a little bit kind of revision about method overload and polymorphism. Then we will learn about how to import and export a project. If you want to send the project or your Java classes to someone, then how can you save it to your local, and then how from the local you can get it back to a project in your Eclipse. That we will learn today. And then how to import a package. Import or export, both the things we can do here. And then we will learn about how to what is the keyword final works for variables. And then constructors and constructor overload, constructor chain, and the keyword this, how to use the keyword this in constructor chain. Then we will learn about the keyword static in today's class. So let's get started. And the very first thing that I do have here is this one. So this is all about the difference between declaring and defining a variable. So what is the meaning of declaring and defining a variable? So here I have given a bit of definition that declaring a variable meaning simply telling the compiler about name and data type of the variable. Like if we are saying there is int a, that's it. We are not giving any value to that. So this kind of thing is that we have declared a variable. But if we are saying that int a is equals to 10 or some value, some any value, then giving the value to that particular variable that we have declared, this is called as defining the variable when we are giving value. When we are only telling the data type and the name of the variable, this is declaring the variable. And when we are giving a value to the declared variable, then this is called the defining of the variable. So here the definition is that meaning after declaring it also giving memory, right? We are giving a memory to the value and assigning an initial value to the variable. So it is called the defining a variable. Next is, after this, the next thing is here, the local and global variable. So what is local variable and what is the global variable? The variable declared at method level are known as the local variable, while the variable declared as at class level are known as global variables. When we are declaring a variable inside the method, let's say this is let me delete this. Let's say this is the class, and inside the class we have method. If we are declaring a method, if we are declaring a variable, let's say int here, then this is known as the local variable. And if we are declaring inside the class that other methods also can use it, then this variable, this integer over here will belong to this method also and this method also and all the other methods also. So this kind of declaration of the variable is known as global variable, and this is the local variable. So the global variable is preferred in the absence of local variable. If local variable, here the local variable is available, so it will be preferred. We can give the name as same, like in int a, and we here also we can say int a. So these variable having the same name. If they do have different name, then doesn't matter. But if they have same name, then in presence of this local variable, this will be given preference, not this variable. If the like for these two method, as the local variable is unavailable, then this global variable will be given the preference. So what is it over here? The global variable is preferred in the absence of the local variable. But if local variable is available, the preference will be given to the local variable, not to the global variable within the function or within the method. Next thing is, local variable is only accessible inside the function and can only be passed back to the global scope as a return value. If in any method, if in any method we are giving the return type, right, return value, then only that local variable can be passed over there. Otherwise, the global variable will be passed back, right? So that is the difference. And let's see how can we check all these things in our Eclipse for local and global variable, and also about the defining and declaring the variables. So let's get back. Let's create a session new Java project, and the session over here today is session 6, we can say. Just finish. Let me close all of them, close all. Right. And then here expand the session 6. We can create a package over here, and package is variables. Let's say the package name is package name is variables. So finish. And then here new class, we can say, and let's say the class is mm, defining, declaring variables. And then it is main method we are taking. So once we are taking main method, how can we say that? We will be simply saying int a. So if we are giving a data type or with a variable name, then this is called as declaring a variable. Same way we can declare a string. Let's say a string is there and we have b. So this is all about that we have declared a variable a as data type integer, and there is no value given over there. And similarly, we have declared a variable as string. A variable b as data type string over here, and there is no value given. So this is about the declaring a variable. Now, if I say integer c equals to 12, so this is about defining a variable. We are defining variable c as data type int, and the value is given as 12. Similarly, we can say string d equals to, and I am saying the value over here as hello. So this is about defining a variable d, data type string, and the value is hello. So that is the difference between declaring and defining a data type. So this is the difference only. Now, what is the local variable and what is the global variable, right? Let me create another class, global and local variable. Just make it a main and finish. So how can we do that? Here we have the main method, right? We have the main method. So if you have focused over here, you can see this is the class level curly brace, and ending of this class is over here, right? So the body of the class is starting from here in line number 3, and it is ending in line number 11 over here. Then further, for the method that is inside the class, in between line number 3 to 11, then what happening over here, the body is starting at line number 7 and it is ending at line number 9. So whichever variable is declared inside these line from line number 7 to line number 9, that variable will be considered as local variable. So if I say over here that int a equals to 56. So what I have done, I have defined a variable, right? I have defined a variable a as integer and the value has been given as 56 inside the method. So this variable over here is known as the local variable. Local variable. If I declare the same name variable here in outside a method, not inside a method, outside a method, but inside a class, right? Inside a class. So how can I do that? Let's say I have integer a and the value I am giving as 45. So this is, you can see here that this a is having our Eclipse is telling us by itself that this variable a is different than this variable. How come? You can see this is blue in color and this is little brownish or oranges in color, right? So that is the that is our Eclipse telling us by itself that this is your global variable and this is your local variable. Now the things over there come like that this is a static variable, sorry, this is a non-static variable and this is a static method. So if I want here that sys a, right, sys a. So you can see because here the local variable is available. So what it is going on over here, this is going to print me the value for a as 56. If I will run my program, it will give me value as 56. And in any situation, if I will remove this line, like let me comment this. Now this local variable a is not available, right? This local variable is not available. So now what happened? Suddenly this a got blue. When it was available, when the local variable was available, it was not blue. Once it got unavailable, it became blue, right? So now this in the absence of the local variable, this global variable is available. So what can we do? If you can see there is some red alert, right? Cannot make, and it is saying if you hover over here, you can see either change a to static. Again, surround with try catch, change a to static, create a new instance for object, right? So the thing is, what we need to do, change a to static. Why static? This is a non-static variable, right? Why non-static? Because we have not given any keyword before this um, variable name, right? So and here the main method is what? Main method is always static, right? So what we need to do is here we have to tell it that this variable is static. Once we says that this is a static one, so this a will be available. Now if I will run my program, what will happen? This will give me 45. Now let's say my local variable is also available, but I want to print my local and global both the variables. Then how can I do that? What, it is very simple over here. I will simply take this class name and I'll put it before my variable, one of my variable, and I'll give it as dot. In this situation, what will happen? This will automatically come from the global position. This will be the global variable now. And this is the local variable. Now in this situation, both of them can be printed easily. In the line number 10, it will give 56. And for line number 11, it will give 45. That's how our local and global variable will work for in case of static one, right? Now let's say I have a method. I have a method as a public void. I am creating a non-static method test, and this is the body of the method. And here I'm saying that int a equals to 78, right? And here I'm saying sys a, right? And now what to get this value, what I need to do, I need to call this test method to my main, right? So let me call this test over here, test, like that. So in this situation, this is a non-static method, right? To call a non-static method to a static method or to main method, what we need to do, we need to create the object. for the class, right? Let's create the object. So this is the object over here. This is global local variable, right? Equals to new, and this is the class name again, and then we can have here glv dot. So now this test method is available, and if I will run my program, it will give me value for the very first time for my test method as 78. Done. But let's say I have a global variable that is known static int, let's say int b, right? Int b equals to 67, right? And this also I'm doing as b, and this also I'm doing as b, right? And can I print my a over here? So in earlier classes also we have seen that calling a static to non-static is always okay. So that's why this static variable in the test method is all good to call. But now how can we now for this non-static one, how can we call it over here? For the static one in a static class, in a static main method, what did we do? We use the class name. So let's try with the class name over there. Copy the class name and I want to put it here. Dot. So you can see in this is in the static method calling a static variable. This is in a non-static method calling a non-static variable. But what happened over here? It is freaking out. It is telling there is some issue, right? So what it is saying, cannot make a static reference to the non-static field, global and local variable. Because to the non-static method or non-static variable, we cannot call with the class name. What do we need to do for that? We need to create a object for the class. So we can simply take it from here. Let's say Control C, and I can put it here. And if I will do glv dot b, so it is all good. Now this non-static variable can be printed over there. You can see both the things. That non-static has been called over here with the class level object. So now if I will print, it will give me for this test method both the global variables. If I will run my program now, it will be giving me 67 for B here and 45 for A. So that's how this global and local variable works, and also this static and non-static works. So now what the thing is, let me delete this test method. I have deleted this test method, and also from here I have deleted this test method from here. And also I'm going to delete one of these statements. Now this is a static method, and this is a no this over here is a non-static variable. So how can I get it? If I want to print b over here, how can I get it? Let me try with glv dot b. glv.b. Can we do that? Let me take this much. Let me delete it from here and let me directly put glv dot over there. So this is the way that even for a static method, if we are calling a non-static global variable, what we need to do? We need to create an object for that. Either to the non-static class or to the either to the non-static method or to the static method. Wherever we calling a non-static stuff, whether it is a variable, whether it is a class, what we need to do? We need to create an object. Then only we can call it. And for the static one, we can simply call it by giving the name of the class. So if I take here, put this here, and okay. Wait a second. I'm giving the class name here, and then I'm giving A over there, A. So now what happened in a static method, we can call both the variables, the static variable also and the non-static variable also. If I will run my program now, it will give me print from both of them. So you can see 67 and 45 both get printed by line number 11 and line number 12 respectively in our console. So this is the concept of global and local variables. Now what is the next topic over there is method overload and polymorphism, right? Let's get back to this, and here in this variable, let's create a class over here only, and I'm saying method overloading. Method overloading. Main method. Actually, no need for main method. We simply can go because we are not running anything. So what is the method overloading? Public, static, void, test, test, and then the body. So similarly, we want multiple methods. And for the method overloading, the concept come under what? Which OOP concept? That is polymorphism over there. And here what we need to do for method overloading, we can create same name methods, but the rule is we need to make the difference between the argument section. Very first thing, we can give a data type. Second thing, we can change the number of the data type, right? Let's say in this second test method we give one data type. In this third test method we can put two data types, and then in next one we can put three data types: A, int B, int C. So all these three are now good, right? Others are still saying that, hey, why are you creating the same name methods? Because our argument section is also similar. Now we can change as many as data type we want. So number of data types we can make different, like 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever the number is required for that particular method, right? After that, let's say if I don't want to change the number of the data type and my requirement is to put the different data type. So what can I do? I simply can say string A. So now this is also satisfied, right? Even for the string, what can we do? We can change the number of the data type as string A, string B. So this is also good, like one data type, two data type. Now, instead of giving same data type and giving different numbers, what can we do? There is one more thing, that put string A and int A, int B, right? Int B. We can give like that, like different data types. We can give two arguments over there, two arguments over here, two arguments over here. But the difference is what? The data type is different. These have the different data types. Now over here, what other thing can I do? I can reverse the data type. Like first I can give integer and then second I can give string. That is also can be done, right? So this is the concept of method overloading, and here I have shown that how can we do method overloading by changing the number of the data type, by changing the type of the data type, by changing the sequence of the data type, right? And this concept come under what? It comes under polymorphism. We already have done this thing in class 5, but it was just a simple, you can say, the revision kind of. So it is known as method overloading. And now the next thing is, if we go here, we can see import and export a project, importing a package, and the final keyword for variables. Okay, so let's get back to that. Firstly, let me get back my active. Fine. Yes. So now we have to export the project first. Then we will import the project. So for that, let's say I want to export this session 6, right? I like somebody asking me to get the project whatever I have created in my code, and I have to email that project to someone. So how can I do that? For that, what I will be doing, I will go to file, will check my switch workspace, and then to I can go to the location where my project is, and I can create a same name project over there. And once I created same name project over there, then after saving it, I can import it back. So for that, so let's try that one. We go to file. Then here you can find these options, import and export, right? Import and export. So then what we need to do, let's export the project first. Let's say I want to export this session 6, right? What I have to do for that, I will go to the, I'll go back file, I'll go to export, and then I will click this general, will expand it, and then to the file system. Double click, or you can say next, right? Once you are here, what you need to say, just browse. Okay. One more thing, that we didn't select some few things. This settings and this bin. Though in the variables, what you need, only you can send these files. So even then these things not required, you can simply deselect. But as if inside this, what we want, what else do we want? We want to send these classes also, right? All these classes. So if I will click on these classes, then only it will get select. Other than that, another option is that once you will go file and export, and then you go to general, file system, and just double click. You will do double click, you'll reach here, and okay, this time also it didn't get selected everything. So what you need to do, just select it. And where you want to export, this is to the directory, and just simply browse it. Once you go there, what you need to do, you need to find out the place where you want to save it. So you simply can create a folder. Let's say I'm creating a folder here, and I'm creating a folder as uh, export project. Simply export project, right? So what I need to do, I will select this folder, export project, and select folder. Once I select the folder, just finish. Save method, yes, save, right? So what I will be doing now, I will go back to my C drive, because the location is there, right? I will go back to my this PC, and I'll go my drive. Then I will check the users according to the path. I'll show you how to check it. And here you can see export project is created. If you open this one, you can see all the classes are there. All these classes are there, right? All of these classes are there now. And what we need to do, we need to we already exported these files. Now if I go here, how did I check my path? I am in file and switch workspace. Here you can see users module, right? Or C users module. And currently, what is the which is the workspace? The workspace is online classes 2025. This is our workspace. This is our workspace over here. So what I have done now, I already exported this project, right? With the classes only, nothing else. Only classes have been exported. So now I want to import it in another place, right? In a brand new workspace. Let's say switch workspace, and will be doing other. Once I'll do other, what I have to do, I simply can change it here as import project. Let's say I'm saying import project, and just launch it, right? If I launch it like that, I'll get a brand new workspace with the name as import project. So let it get open. Once it will open, we can see the stuff. So you can see this is a brand new workspace, and it is import project, right? This is the welcome window. Just close it, and you can see the projects over there, right? So now what we have, we need to create a Java project. We'll create a Java project, and here, because the name of the project that we had earlier is session 6. So do not create the module and finish it. We will be having the project over here. Right now there is nothing in this project. So what we need to do, we need to do file and we need to do import. Now we want to import the project over here. So general, file system, open file system. Okay. And after that, once you are here, just from directory. Earlier we entered the pathway in the directory. Right now we have to browse it from our system. So browse, and what we want to export the things from the this package, right? What we will be doing, export and select. So now you can see all the files are available over here. So what we need to do, we will simply select all of these files. We selected all these files, and what we have to do, just finish. So you can see all the classes came over here. If I will open it now, these are all get opened. But what we did, taken all the we have simply taken all the classes. The name of the package is missing over here. The name of the package is missing over here. So what was the package name? The package name was variables, right? We can simply do one thing, that just delete it back. We can simply delete these all files from here. Delete. Or instead of deleting, let's create a package first. Create a package, and the package name we can give variables, right? Variables, finish. The package has been created. Take the classes, select, give a refresh over here one time, refresh it, and close this class over there, right? And what we need to do, just control and select all the three classes and delete, and okay. And in this variable, just right click and then paste it. And you can see, oh, snip. Okay. Like this came over here. So you simply delete it from here. Simply delete. You can say delete. Okay. So no worries. What can we do? We simply will go here, and then after this we will go to, okay, we are here. We simply right click and we can do import. And once we doing import, we will go to general back, then file system, and then browse, and then to go back one more time, and then this select the project. And once you select the folder, you will get all the classes. Just browse, like already we have done the browse, and then finish it. You'll get it in session 6 source folder variables. Here we can simply get it in over here. Just finish it. So we get all the files over there. Just try to open it. All are here. This is also here. You can see, and if I will run it over here, it should give me the results like that. Again, method overloading, we do have the concepts, all concepts here. So that's how we can export the project. We can import the project. I have already from the another workspace, I have exported session 6, and then again I have imported it. And also how to import the package, right? We can simply import it like that. There are many ways that how we can import and export the variable, but this is the simplest way how we can do it. And that's how we can get the classes also. But the thing is that most of the time the project name, if it is same, it will work better way. That is the a kind of not mandatory thing, but if it is like that, then it will be good. So now let's get back to our previous workspace, our online classes, and then it will open the previous workspace. So our workspace will be there. Yes. So we are back in our previous workspace now. So you can see our classes are here, source, and we can open this folder. We can open variable folder, and we have all the classes over here also. Now let's see. So what we have done, we imported the project, and we have imported the package also. That's how we can do all this. The thing is, the only difference is, once we have exported it, when we exported it and we have this export project, right? We have this folder here, right? This export folder, we simply can email this folder. we can simply email this folder, and after emailing to someone, or maybe from here, if I want to take this project to another folder, to my another laptop, so I will simply email, and after emailing I'll download it, or you can just simply zip up compress the folder. You can compress the folder to zip file, and once you email it, after that you can download it, and you can just extract the file, and after extracting you will simply do whatever I did here for importing, to import this folder, to import this session, right? So that's how we can export import the project and the package. So now what is the next thing? Next thing is the final keyword before the variable name. How can we do that? So let's go back over here and create a new class, and the new class is final keyword word, and this, let's make it main. Finish. So let's say I have a global variable, and the global variable is like static. We already have seen, if we are using in a static method, we need to make it static is better. Int a equals to, I can say 10, right? And if here I will be doing CISO, so what will happen? If I'll be doing CISO here, CISO A, so it will give me 10. Okay, it will give me 10. And if I will be doing here like final keyword, control C and control V dot A uh, equals to, let's say 20. I have changed the value. After line number 5, I have changed the value in line number 9, and now instead of 10, it will print me 20. It has printed me 20. So what's the thing over here is, if I will use a keyword as final over there, final. So you can see everything started getting the error. I got an error here that the final field, final keyword A cannot be assigned. We cannot change the value. It is simply saying we cannot change the value over here. If I will run my program in this coding, then it will show me the existing error. So we cannot do the change in the variable once we have used the final keyword before the variable name. So that's how, by using a final keyword before the variable name, we can stop anyone to change the value of that particular variable. It is whether it is a global variable or whether it is a local variable. Let's do the same thing now with the local variable. Let it be like that. And here I'm saying I have int a, and that is equals to 45, right? If it is 45 and I will run my program, you simply can see it will print me 45. But let's say I have a keyword here as final, and in line number 10 I want a equals to 67. So you can see it started giving me error. If I don't have this final keyword, here, there is no error. It will print me 67. If I'll run this program, it will simply print me 67, right? But if the final keyword is available over there, if I'm using a final keyword, it will not allow me to change the value for A. So anything in any variable, in any programming, if we want to make our variable that should not get changed with any like the value for that we don't want anyone to change for any reason, then what we have to do, we will use the final keyword before that particular variable, whether it is a global variable or whether it is a local variable, whether it is a static variable, whether it is a non-static variable. The only thing is that we need to use the final keyword before that. So that's how the final keyword works. Now what's the next thing is? Next thing is a constructor overload, constructor chain, this keyword and static keyword. Right? Let's start that. So let's create another package, and the package name is constructor. Finish. So for constructor, this package has been created, and we will create a class inside that, and the let's say I have a class as class A, and let's make it main. So let's understand in the slide what the constructor meaning is. Okay, I have one slide for constructor. So what is constructor and constructor overload rules, right? So the thing is, method constructor overload is within the same class. The very first thing that this will be happen in the same class. In today's class itself, I have discussed about the method overload, and that we were doing in the same class, and same thing will happen with the constructor overload, that we can do constructor overload within the same class. In constructor and method overloading, number of parameter must be different, data type must be different, or at least sequence must be different. The same rules that we were using for the method overload we will use in the constructor overload. And method overloading cannot be performed by changing the return type of the method. Same thing, like return type can be same or different in method overloading. Like here, this method is some method, and this will be considered as same method because only the return type is different. So doesn't matter what is there in the return type, it will not affect the it will not affect the method overloading concept. This is the same thing. This is the same method. So now what the constructor is. So if I will tell about that, the constructor is what? Constructor is like a method. I say constructor is like a is like a method. But the thing is same name as class name. Same name as class name. And then the constructor have no return type. No return type. Even we will not use the void. And then next thing is that constructor is non-static. So this is the rule for creating a constructor. So now how can we do constructor? So because constructor is like a method, right? Constructor. Oh, why I'm giving this constructor, right? Yes, constructor. So because constructor is like a method, so where we can create it? We can create it inside the class, not inside the method. Let me create it over here. If I will say public, because this is non-static, so we do not need to use the non-static keyword, right? We do not need to use the static keyword over there. So it will be public only, and it has no return type, so we will not be using the void also. What we will be using? Let's say, and next rule is that it has the same name as class name, so we'll be putting here the class A and the parenthesis and then the body for the like curly braces for the body. So this is the constructor. That's how we can create a constructor. And now this is the public constructor. One more constructor we can have here is, this is the another constructor, that is a non-public. Like we are not using public keyword over here, right? So the thing is, we can represent it like this or like this, anything we can represent. If this is not available over here, then this is okay, right? So this is the same thing, whether we put the public over there or no public, right? So this is a like default constructor. And what we need to do is, now how can we do constructor overload, right? Constructor overload. So let me do one thing. I'm not using this as public. We can make it public or non-public, doesn't matter. So this is class A. Let me have 2 3 methods like this. These all are the constructors, right? Because these have the same name as class name. No static keyword have been used and no return type has been used. If I put here in the same way we were doing method overloading, if I put here int A, right? This is the error gone from line number 14. If I say over here int A, int B, the error gone from line number 15. And if I say over here string A, error gone from line number 16. And if I says here string a int b, error gone from here also. And then if I says int a and string b, then all of the errors have been gone. So this thing is known as the constructor overload. Similar to the method overloading, but this is the constructor overload. Why? Because these methods have the same name as the class method. This method doesn't have any return type, and all these methods are non-static. All of these methods are non-static. That's the thing. Now, one example I want to give here for the constructor. We have a scanner class, right? Scanner class UI equals to new scanner and then system.in, right? Okay, right now we will be saying system.in, right? So if I hover over here, I need to do what? I need to import it, and it is coming as java.util scanner. We will talk about this import keyword also in this same class. Let's first get started over here. This is what? This is the scanner is what? Scanner is a class, right? If I hover over even here, you can say java dot you can see java.util dot scanner, right? So scanner is what? Scanner is a class, right? And here what we have done, we have invoked it. We have invoked the constructor for Java class, and where the input is what? System.in. This is the input for this scanner class. So same way, right now what happened, because we have invoked the constructor of this scanner class by creating the object. And here in this class, as this is class A, we do not need this import. This is the class A. So we have created the constructor. Once we have created the constructors, Java will not provide us any other constructor for this class A. Java will not provide us the constructor for this class A. How can we say that? Let's create another class. And this is class B. Class B. And not main method, right? Finish. So let me close all this stuff that we do not need to do. Final keyword and whatever it is. And then let me check what is the error over there in the final keyword. Okay. Simply, right? Save it and then close it. So this is here. And what? Okay. Now these are the constructor, and let me call all these constructor methods to my main method. And how can we can I call it like class A, and this you can see if I hover over here, it is telling me to create a method like that. Is undefined. This method is undefined, though we have created it, but this method is undefined. So how can we take that? If I will be doing class A as class A, and I'm just calling it by the object, and new by creating the object of this class A, and this. Let's say this method, this is not available. So you can see now it started freaking out. Why? Because with the same name, we have created the other constructor that those are having the arguments. That's why right now Java will not provide us the constructor that is not available, right? This is not available. Earlier, when we were creating the object, to create the object like that and to revoke the constructor like that was all okay. But once we have created the constructor methods, then this constructor method where we don't have any argument is not provided by Java. If we have it here, then it will be okay. Otherwise, Java will not provide us that. So that is the thing. Once we have created the constructor, Java will not allow us to use the non-existing constructor like this, right? And now what is it if I make it available? So the difference is only that these will be called as parameterized constructor and this will be called as default constructor. So constructors are of two types: default constructor and the parameterized. parameterized constructor. So these two types of constructors are there. Now, next topic. So I hope it is clear that what is constructor is, what the rule for constructor. I let me repeat one more time. Constructor is like a method and is the same name as a class name. This has no return type and non-static. And once we have created the constructors, the Java will not provide us the constructor. If we have the constructor and we are providing the parameters to that. So with thus, because the name of the constructor are same, so this concept will be known as the constructor overloading. This is exactly similar to the method overloading, right? And now let's have something about the constructor chain and constructor chain. Sorry, chain. Yeah, constructor chain. So let's have it as a main method. Finish. Okay, are we doing it over here? Okay, let me do that. Constructor chain, right? Created a class as constructor chain. So what I want, I have this constructor chain. So what will be the constructor? Constructor will be control V and it will be like this. One method, two method, three method. Over herein I want int a and herein I want just string a, right? Nothing else. So these are three constructors, right? These are the three constructors. And let's have their body here. And here I want CISO. And CISO is what? CISO will be, let's say this is printing, I am main. I am main. And here it is printing as CISO. CISO, let's say 67, just not like that. CISO 67, like a value, right? And here, because it is having string inside that, so CISO, and I am saying as a hello. So that's how all these three constructors are available, right? Let me make it more clear by putting them all. Okay, no worries, fine. So now how can I call them? Because we are doing the constructor chain, how can we call them? If we want to call them, where we have to call? We have to call in the main method. We have to call in the main method, and let's say I am using this name over here. So can I do like that? No. How do I do? How do I need to do? I will I will call it like constructor chain. That's it. Constructor chain equals to new constructor chain, and then like that, and then we can do CC. Can we do like that? CC dot. Let's try with one of these constructors here and control and like that. So you see, we cannot do this thing. What we have to do? We cannot call other methods like this way. We have to call all the method here only. This is the thing that where we have invoked it, and this will automatically will give us all the result. We do not need to create to use this object for calling all the methods. We simply can call it here. If I will run this program, it will give me the printout from this line number 12. Let me run this. It will give me the result that I am main, right? Once I will put any value over here, let me say I'm putting 34. So what happened? It has revoked the constructor in line number 14. So it will give me the value as 67, whatever is in line number 15. Once I will give here a string, let me put here a string value. If I put here, let's say I'm saying y. So it has revoked this constructor in line number 17. If I will run my program now, it will be giving me hello. So that's how the constructor do get revoked, and that's how we can call them. Not by using the object name, just simply by putting the arguments in the argument box or argument section. That's how we can call them. Now, if I want all of them to get print out, how can I do? I will use a keyword as this. So if I say this dot, and after putting after putting this dot, what I have to do, I will simply use this parenthesis, sorry, not clone, just simply just the parenthesis and this semicolon, right? So inside this semicolon, I have to put the value. If I will giving here 10, if I will give here, so I think not the this dot should, oh yeah. So if I put this keyword this over here and inside the parenthesis I'm giving the value as integer value. So what will happen that this code piece of code line number 12 will take me over here in this constructor chain, in this constructor chain integer a. Okay, so then it will print me 67 first and then it will print me I am main, right? So for that what I have to do, I will call here this constructor, the first one. If I call over here this constructor with the parameter as the string, then now it will give me hello, right? If I'll run it, it will give me only hello. See, but if I change this here and I am changing it like that, so which constructor I'm calling the constructor number 1. And in constructor number 1 in line number 12, first I wanted to go to constructor 2, right, in this over here, so that it will print me this first and this will come back, then it will print me line number 13, so it will be 67 and I am main. So if I will run it here, it will give me 67 and I am main. Now I want again to print this one also. So how can I do? This keyword cannot be used 2 times. It can be used only one time in one constructor. So for chaining it out, what I have to do, I will use the keyword this over here, and I'll be putting this the parenthesis, and here I have to give the uh, keyword anything. I can give by, high, anything I can give over here. So it will call what? It will call this. It will revoke this constructor with the string value. So that's how if I will run the program now, what it will be giving? It will be giving everything. Because what will happen if I'm calling it, when I'm calling it, it is saying that go to this constructor over here, and when we came here, it is telling just first go here with the string value, it will print hello. Then once it print hello, it will come back and then it will go to line number 17, it will print 67, and once line number 17 will be done, it will go back and it will print me I am main. So that's how this constructor chain will be working, and that's how the keyword this will be working. And the connection should be linear. It should be linear, not circular. Not circular. Let's say I'm trying to make it here using this keyword and trying to make something over here like this. So you can say everything started freaking out. Why? If I hover over here, then it is showing recursive constructor invocation constructor chain. Means it is going in a circular. So please delete this part or any part, right? Where it is not making making the circle. It should be in circular phase. So that's the constructor. We already learned what the constructor is, and what the constructor chaining is, what constructor overloading is, and what is the difference between constructor overloading and method overloading. In the same class, we have done everything in this concept, and let's see what next is. Next is the static keyword. The static keyword, right? Let's do it. Let's go there and create a class. Let me create only one class for static keyword. Static keyword, right? For variables, right? Let's make it main and finish. Once we have created it as main, let me have, because now we know what is global variable, what is local variable. Let's create a static int a as value 89. Oh, static, lowercase static, right? And a non-static string as b, and given the value as, let's say, hello. Fine, that's all. So now if here I want CISO A, right? CISO A. And next line I want CISO B. So for B, what we need to do, we need to create the object. And how I'll be creating the object? The class name, static keyword goes to new, and then static keyword, and then this parenthesis, and fine. And now we can use this static keyword object here dot D, and we can get this. If I will run my program, it will be 89 help, right? Now let's say once I have printed it here, right? I am going to change A equals to 90 and B equals to, let's say, welcome. I have changed the value for both, right? So the very first thing that when we are using B, it is telling us to use the object. So how can I do sk dot? Simply I can change welcome, right? Same way I can create one more time the object. Let me create one more time and I can say sk1. And here I can say tab sk1 dot b equals to welcome all. Welcome again. Let's say welcome again, right? Welcome again, and it will be all good, right? Welcome again. Same way I can create sk2 and so many, but let's stick to these example right now so that it will be easy to understand, right? And can we do sk dot a equals to 67 and sk1 dot a equals to let's say 92 here, and let's say here is 91, and here 92. So with the object creation I have taken one thing that here I simply change the value for A. And for changing the value for B, I need an object, right? I need the object. Or for changing the value for A, I can simply take the class name, but I'm not taking the class name. I'm using the object that has been created. Though it is not mandatory, but still I'm using it, right? For some reason. And if I say here, CISO A, CISO A, and then I want, let's say for 5 statements over here, I want here, uh, this one sk 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 dot a, and here I want sk1 dot a, and here I want just a, and here I want sk1 dot b. um, Wait a second. Just I want just simply b here, and then sk1 dot b, sk1 dot b, and then here sk2 dot b. And for, because b is non-static, so definitely I have to use it as sk dot, right? sk2 dot b. Is it okay? sk2 I didn't create it, right? Okay, I have sk. Fine, so that's fine. sk and sk, we have two objects for the class. One is sk for changing variable a, sk for changing variable b, sk1 for changing variable a, sk1 for changing variable b. And also yeah, that's it, right? So that's how we are calling this. So now you can see the value for a has been changed. sk1 has been changed in line number 17, line number 16, line number 13, and line number 5. These are the 4 values. And for b, the value that has been changed over here is welcome again, welcome, and hello, right? For b. So I was calling this one, it is skb and sk1b. And I have changed it here. So how do I get b, right? This is b over here. This is b over here. If I will run my program right now, the result will be amazing. So what's the result is, let me take it back a little bit up so that I can show everything over here only. For line number 8, the result is 89, right? Because the last change value or last defined value is 89. So this is fine for A. For SKB, the value is hello because the last defined value is what? Over here, right? And then for line number, for the value for A got changed up to line number 16. But for SKA, we got 92. SK1A also we got 92. A also we got 92. And remember that this is a static variable. A is a static variable. After this, for B, if you see for B, the value for skb is here, right? Welcome, and it got print. Value for sk1 is welcome again, it got print. But for value for sk and sk1 and a is all similar, meaning for static variable, when we are using the keyword static, when we are using the keyword static, what is the thing? Everything will get changed into the main memory, and after that the value for a will be saved as only the last change value, not the other values. While for non-static one, we can take the advantage of the multiple object, and the multiple object will be giving the different values. They will be occupying the different space in the memory. So that's the difference between using the static and using the keyword static and non-statics, right? In static, everything will change in the main memory. So I hope this is helpful for today's class. I have already covered these topics. Today's class was most about the variable differences and the keywords like static and final, import export, and the constructor overload and constructor chain, right? And this keyword. So I hope it is all helpful for you, and please do like, share, and subscribe. And if there is any question regarding the class, so please do comment, and I will try to reach out. And thank you very much for watching.